Good mighty morning, everybody. I am here in the Raleigh-Durham airport. I've been sleeping on planes, so we'll see how cohesive this is. Today we're going to talk about why, or where it matters what you look like and where it doesn't matter what you look like. But first, and I know that's confusing because there's people out there who would tell you that branding is really important and you got to have fancy pictures. There's people who tell you that pictures don't matter. And I'm just going to share with you what I've found in my personal experience the past 2 or 3 months. So, but before we do that, if you're someone who wants help with this kind of thing, learning what the next steps take in your online business are, if you're a coach or consultant, you can always go over to mattwrightcall.com. I like getting to know people on the other side of the screen. And free call, mattwrightcall.com. I'll see you over there. So let's get into this thing, which is, where does it matter where you look online? And the confusion around that is that there's people out there that are telling you that branding is really important, you gotta have fancy pictures, or that pictures don't matter, or that, you gotta pick these fonts on your website. It's super confusing, or you gotta get a fancy camera or get a non-fancy camera. And there's places where it does and doesn't matter. And what I've realized is that it seems that that you can mix these, actually, and it's not wholly one way or the other, which is really great news for you, because it means you only got to get fancy once or twice, maybe. And what I mean by that is, on your page, on your website, especially on your About page or your Facebook profile, if you're doing any organic marketing efforts, and on your business page, it means that you should have a professional looking picture. So for example, my picture on my business page is me in a suit, and it looks very professional. It's like authority positioning. I'm not just in a jacket. It's not just a screenshot of a Facebook Live thumbnail. And I wrote up a post yesterday drafting my book, and people who I was at an event a couple months ago in September by a guy named Alan Weiss, and the question came up, well, what if I'm like new on the scene? Can I have people pay me as much money? And the answer is absolutely yes. And the things that help people to pay you more money when you're new on the scene is, number one, authority positioning. And part of authority positioning is appearance, and part of appearance is those pictures. So where the look matters is in the initial pictures that you have. That's the first impression that people are going to get of you. But the other question is, when you're new and you don't necessarily have a ton of results, and you want people to pay you a lot of money. Sorry, my hair's crazy. We just got off the flights here. Is people are only going to pay attention to you if you can help them, and if you can help them, they won't really care about anything else. So the places where it doesn't matter what you look like so much are on the Facebook Lives. And the great news is that it's actually a benefit to not look really great on the platforms like Facebook Live, because I'm getting my steps in here because I just got off the flight, so I've been sleeping on airplanes all night. So this was a good way to wake up. And it doesn't matter what you look like on the Facebook Lives, because it actually demonstrates that you are human. And when you demonstrate that you're human, people are going to connect with that way better. It's just like when you tell those emotional stories, right? It doesn't mean that we want to be intentionally bad and, I don't want to move the camera around all horrible, right? We want to do our best there, but those are the big places where it matters what you look like and what you don't look like. So, if you're a coach or consultant, somebody who wants to earn more and work less, I've got a really cool method for it I can help you implement. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you can head on over to mattwrightcall.com, set up a free call. I'll help you figure out what next steps you need to take. No pressure. And so let's talk about something else. Keep talking about authority positioning. Let's go to that. So what is authority positioning? Authority positioning is the stuff you can do. You can engineer what people think of you, and there's a lot of categories that contribute to this that can help. So some of the first ones that come to mind are guest blog posts or features on PR articles. And if you want to get features on PR articles, I can't do a complete walkthrough right here, but I can tell you that I believe Forbes, Entrepreneur, Mind Body Green will cover pretty much any category of business that you're in, and they're also all based on contributorship. So what you do is you go on those websites and you find, I think it's like PR editor, PR manager or something, and you can email them. And the different websites will require different lengths of articles, either pre-written or not pre-written, or they'll also require just pitches for articles. They'll say, send us 3 bullet points and we'll pick one if we pick you. And then you have to, there's specific frequencies. So getting in touch with someone who knows PR, who's like a PR coach or something, can help you vastly there, but you can also do it for free. So appearing in those articles shows social proof. When you show social proof, people are going to see that you're an expert and that you're valued by your community more. Next thing, so we talked about pictures, social proof PR, is not just the article features, but also guest blogging. So people who have a blog, that can show social proof. Another way that was really interesting is actually running ads can be a form of social proof, because there's going to be people who already know you, and when they see your ads, they're going to think, wow, this guy's spending money, he's serious. Especially if you go to a website and you can figure out where your competitor is spending money, and you ask the owner of the website, hey, who's buying up your ad space? Because it looks like my competitor is buying your ad space. What if I offered you a little more money? And if they're a solo website, it's very easy for you to instantly replace your competitors on the places that they're advertising. Another form of authority positioning is a book. I actually have a friend who helps people write books in a very, very, very fast amount of time and gets incredible distributorship. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you can send me a message and I can set you guys up. It's not necessarily cheap to do, but it is very instant authority positioning. And people who buy a $8 or $16 book and littered throughout the book, sprinkled throughout the book, are a call to action to get on a call with you to sell them a coaching program. It's going to be endless leads for whatever high-ticket thing you're selling. And the thing about it is, with authority positioning, the more of these things that you have, they stack, they add up to each other. So the more articles you get, the better. The more podcast interviews is another one that you get, the better. The more, not more fancy pictures. The more, what were we just talking about? See, my brain's going. So, anyways, let's recap, because my brain's going. And that is, if you want to, if you're new on the scene and you want to earn more money, focus on authority positioning. There's places where you do and you don't need to look fancy. Places you do need to look fancy are generally in pictures, on your website, on your Facebook page. That's the first impression people get of you. But on the Facebook Lives, it actually doesn't matter what you look like, and it demonstrates to your audience that you actually are a human. So it's a good thing to not be fancy there. Next thing is increasing authority positioning. You can do PR articles. You can just message them on the sites and figure out what formats they like. Or you can work with a PR coach. You can also get podcast interviews. You can get guest blogs. And you can also publish a book. Those are just 4 out of probably 8 things I came up with for authority positioning and drafting my book. So if you're someone who wants help with that kind of thing, generating an audience online, building a bunch of goodwill with them through little videos you do like this, just 10 minutes a day on your phone, and you just develop a sales presentation and I run the traffic for you. If you want help with that kind of thing, you can head on over to mattwrightcall.com and I'll help you figure out what are the next best steps for you to take in your online business. No pressure, and we get pretty good results for people. Most people who come to me actually come to me after spending many thousands of dollars with the gurus, and then we go and we get them real results when they do all their homework. So if you don't do all your homework, doesn't matter who you hire, won't work. So once again, URL is mattwrightcall.com. As always, I do check the comments and reply to those. You can drop them down below if you have any more questions about this stuff. Or if you know someone who this would benefit, you can press the little share button in the bottom right, or tag them, and they will see this video, which is pretty helpful. So, with all that said, I'm gonna keep walking about the airport, and you guys have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.